Alright, we are holding daf theshuva and aleph on the top, but before we do that, we started learning about the story of Arba Nichnasu Leparadis. 4 people entered the orchard to enter the paradis. Luchnizige paradis, that they entered and they saw daf theshuva and aleph. Theshuva and aleph on the top. So I was obviously Arba Nichnasu Leparadis is one of the, if not the most famous story in Shas. That's what they say. Not that I know all the stories, but that's what the people that know all the stories say. And basically, it is talked about, that mentioned a few times in different sichas. It's mentioned in Chassidus as well. So I didn't go through searched in all different places, but as I was searching, I found a Zohar that tells a different aspect of the 4 people that went into the palace. So once we finished that, I said, let's do the Zohar. How's the Zohar here? Abba nichnasu leparadis. 4 people entered the paradis. V'chulu izbaridu leduchto do leilen arba yasoidi. And they all were mizbara. They all connected themselves. They all went up to Shemayim. Leduchto do, to the side, which are each side corresponded to a different yesod. We know that the world is created, everything is created. Arba yasoidis. Eish, ruach, mayim, afa, fire, water, wind, and earth, dust. And each one of the 4 people that entered the palace had, in his neshama, was stronger attached to one of them. It says when the Ma'alal built the Goylam, he needed himself and his 2 Talmidim, because each one represented a different element. One was fire, one was water, and then they asked the Eibishter to put in the Ruach, to put in the neshama. And that's how they created the Goylam. So each person in the world has more of a connection. Some people, we know there's a Nambam. Some people say people that more get angry faster, so they're more with the fire. Some people that are more mellow, they're more connected to water, etc., etc. So each one of these 4 people, Rabbi Akiva, Elisha ben Avuya, ben Zera, and ben Azai, each one of them was connected to a different Isod. Sagt der Zohar, v'chol chad v'chad iskasha beduchte da beduchte. Everyone connected themselves on their side. Da besita da asham. One of them connected himself to the fire. V'da besita da mayim. One of them to the water. V'da besita da lucha. And one of them to the side of the luach of the wind. V'da besita da afa. And the other one in the side of afa of the dust. Sagt der Zohar, v'chulu itbu v'yisoida delay kemoda olu. Each one of them itbu, they sunk or they were punished in their yesod, in their connection with whatever their neshama is connected to, the root, the cause, the foundation of the neshama. Kemoda olu, the same way they went up to the paradise, using their yesod. That's how they got punished. Va'ahu shlimu chasida. Besides this complete chassid, the Asir Besita de Yimino, he went up on the right side. He went up on a correct way. Veizdabeg be'yimina, and he connected himself be'yimin in the Yimin, the right side. V'salig le'elo, and he had an aliyah. Instead of him being punished, he had an aliyah. V'chadmota lehai atal, when he reached a certain place, the ikli heichal ahava, that is called the heichal of Ahava, of love to the Eibishter, is dabek be, he connected himself with the Eibishter with this complete Ratz and Halev, with totally, his heart connected totally with a full, complete love to the Eibishter. Omar, he said, Hi Heichal, and this Heichal, Tzricha Iyul Adabkole, you have to be connected by Heichal de Le'ela Ba'avarabba, and this high, above, lofty Heichal, with a Havarabba, not Stam Ahava, a bigger Hava. Kedain ishtalim be'ozedim emnusa. This was the complete sod of Emunah. Ve'iu salik ve'ashlam avazuta ba'avarabba k'chazi. As you were able to see that he connected the ahavazuta, a small ahava, with the big ahava, and he completed the sod, the secret of the Emunah to the Eibishter, and with that, and then he passed away. Valdom mis ba'ahava, and he died by ahava, with love. V'nofak nishmase ba'akon, and his neshama went out with this pasuk. Ve'ohafta zakah chulkei, his chelik is blessed. Ashre chelkei, his chelik is blessed. So we know in the Gemara we learned that Ben Azai is the one that passed away. But you're going to see, we're going to see that Ben Azai actually, his passing away according to the Zohar was a punishment, not an aliyah. Yes, he wasn't that, let's say, corrupt like Elisha that went off the derech, or like a Ben Zoyma that lost his marbles, but he was Ben Azai did have a certain aliyah with the fact that the Eibishter punished him by taking him back to himself. The Eibishter brought him back. But it was still a punishment, it's not a punishment. The person that we're talking about over here that passed away is Rabbi Akiva. So to explain, Rabbi Akiva would say, Rabbi Akiva nichnas b'shalom v'yatz b'shalom. And it's one of the things that Rabbi brings in the Sichas, where the Gemara doesn't say the words nichnas b'shalom, but in the Sichas, whenever the story is repeated, it says that Rabbi Akiva nichnas b'shalom v'yatz b'shalom, because that is a key difference between all four people that enter the palace. They all went inside the palace for some reason, but none of them went inside b'shalom with peace, knowing exactly what they're doing. Rabbi Akiva is the only one, because nichnas b'shalom, because he went inside b'shalom, that's why he came out b'shalom. Now, the Zohar says weiter. So this is actually talking about Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva ended up dying al Kiddush Hashem, right? He was killed, and he said actually that he wishes he can die al Kiddush Hashem. And this is the Vahafta that the Zohar is talking about, that he died in the Misa that he wanted. He wanted to die al Kiddush Hashem.
Much later on, he died.
Much later on. So saying that this was actually an aliyah for him, the fact that he did it right, the Eibishter rewarded him in a way that he would die al Kiddush Hashem, many years later. But the Zohar continues and says, Kol in nachlinan, all the other ones, the other three, nachatu latata kol chad v'chad, they all landed, they all fell down. Vis anshu bahu yisoyed the nachas latata, and they got punished with the same yisod, the same root, same foundation that their neshama belongs to. Elisha nachas latata bestad the smaller. Elisha went up and he fell down on the left side, which is obviously left always represents the opposite, the iu. Also, which was the fire. V'noches be'vi lo salik, he went up and he went down, but he didn't have an aliyah. Lo salik didn't have an aliyah. Ve'olin, as he traveled, the spiritual travel, he came to about Sitra Achel, he came to the other side, to the Tumah. The Ikri El Achel is called another god. Vismanim minei tshuva, and he was taken away the ability to do tshuva. Ve'itatadach begin, and he was punished begin this Davik Bay because he connected himself with the Sitra Achel. Valdo Ikri Achel ve'okimna. That's when we say that he was called Achel, and that's what we hold until today, that he's called Achel because he connected himself with the Sitra Achel. Ben Azai, we said in the Gemara, Ben Azai passed away. Ben Azai nachas beside the Afa. Ben Azai went up, and then we lowered down again in the side of Afa, of dust. Ve'ad le'mata, he didn't even reach La'ikidu, the Afa, the fire that creates the Afa, the ashes. The Mati lahu sitra acha. He also went on the other side, which is closer to the side of Elisha went up, because that's the fire creates dust, it creates ashes. So he didn't even reach the place. He sunk down, he drowned in the ashes and the dust, and he died. And that's what the Gemara says, that it's Yaakov, it's still Yaakov, because the Eibishter took him back to himself. The Eibishter. Ben Zoyma went up and went down, he was punished, went down in the Ruach, wind. And again, when he went up, he bumped into the other Ruach, the not good Ruach. The Mota Lestar Mesavusa, that is on the side of Mesava of the Tumah. This Ruach is called Pegada, a bad Pegia, a bad blemish. Or Begin Kach, Pagabe, that's why he was punished. And he had a Pegia, he had a blemish, but nothing settled by him, and he came down and he became unfortunately crazy. In other words, the Ruach, when you say that, when we say that the person makes an Aveda, only if a Ruach Shtus goes in. Sometimes you also, today we call someone that now went crazy. In the old days he said he has a Ruach, he has something. So that's, Ben Zoyma went up with a Ruach, and unfortunately he got a Ruach, and he went down and he wasn't healthy. No one was healed or was saved from the Oynish. That's what Shlomo Melech said. Yesh hevel asher nasa la'oretz asher yesh tzadikim asher magia lebekimais Hashem. There's something that happens down here, that there are real tzaddikim that get punished like the Hashem. These were tzaddikim, and Azeb and Zoyma, Elisha at the time was learning, but they were punished like the Hashem. Begin because the Ilin nachtu v'dagin Ilin based on Shiur. They went up in that way, and they were punished. Tochazi, come and see. Begin the Rabbi Akiva salig leilik liyos, because Rabbi Akiva went up kedakiyos like he's supposed to be. All b'shalom v'nafel b'shalom. He went up in peace and walked out in peace. And David she'il she'alta v'lei Yisrael. David asked the question. Zohar finishes off. David asked the question and he wasn't answered. He asked. It said in the pasuk that the people die by Hashem's hand. Alma da ilin diskatola bekatula alma tzadikaya. Why did these people get punished? Tzadikaya zakoyin, the tzadikim that are zakeh, that are pure, the l'chav v'choiva begin this action. What did they do that they deserved this punishment? That's what the Zohar finished up. So basically, we have a view from the Zohar, where the Zohar looks at it, and the Rebbe says in the Sichos also that again, Rabbi Akiva, because he walked in B'Shalom, that's why he walked out B'Shalom. But everyone else had a different reason, and the people that explained that Elisha had a reason. He wanted Stam to see what's going on. He walked up with a gaiva. Rabbi Akiva, he told them before they walked in. The Gemara says he told them that if you reach a place that you will see it's water. So according to the Zohar, that makes a lot of sense because Rabbi Akiva, he went up with his Yisod, which was the side of mine. Everyone else with the other Yisodis, he walked in, and he walked in already, preparing them that we're gonna go to our Yisod. Make sure you don't see something fake. The other one saw something fake. The other one that were punished. Rabbi Akiva is the only one that walked in and walked out.
My Yisod is Ish.
The Gingy. So that's okay. Zag the Gemara. Says the Gemara Tezvav Amanal. So the Gemara last week brought two stories to show us what great Talmid Chacham and a Tzaddik Ben Zoyme was before he was blemished by going into the palace. The Gemara is going to bring one more story. Tana Rabbanan. Ma'aseh Shiur ben Chananya. There was a story of Shiur ben Chananya. He was standing on a step in the Harabais by the Beis Hamikdash. Ve'o ben Zoyma, and he saw Ben Zoyma, and apparently Ben Zoyma didn't see him. And then Shiur ben Chananya was much older than Ben Zoyma, and it was befitting that Ben Zoyma should stand up in front of him, give him cover. He was a Talmid Chacham and he was older. For the Amar in front of him, Ben Zoyma did not stand up. Amaloi, he told him, Me'ayin ule'ayin Ben Zoyma, from where and to where, Ben Zoyma, where to where are you going? So what do you mean from where to where? So Rashi says that he was, where is your machshavas? Where is your mind? What is your mind occupied with? What's flying here? There's a different Gersa in a different Gemara that says, in Tosefta, I guess, that says the story that they were actually walking. And as they were walking, he bumped into Ben Zoyma. And basically Ben Zoyma was spaced out. And Yeshua asked us, why didn't you stand up for me? And basically that's the answer. Where are you walking to? We found ourselves somewhere middle road. Where are you walking to? But basically the truth is, it means here, where is your mind? What's your mind occupied? All people say, that the Gemara says in Perek Avos, Ma'ayin basa, b'tipa sulucha, la'onat tahoylech, where do you come from? From a what's it, a tipa sulucha, where are you going to? You're going to end up dying and end up in the cave. So he told Ben Zoyme as in who are you b'chal? You're not standing up in front of me, who are you b'chal? Different Pelushim. Anyways.
Who are you?
Amaloi. So Ben Zoyme said, Soifa yisi ben mayim elyoyin el mayim tachtonim. We said the Eibishter divided the water, the lower waters and the higher waters. And the Eibishter made a division. I was looking at the Zelakia. I wanted to know how where there's a certain place that the Mayim Elyonim and Mayim Tachtonim meet, but they don't really touch. There's a certain separation, because the Pasuk says the separation. How big is the separation? So I realized Ve'ein ben zelazeh ela shalish etzba'is levad. There's only 3 finger breadth between the water, the higher water, and the lower water. Shenema says in Pasuk, "V'ruach elakim ha'chefes l'pnei hamayim." The Eibishter's ruach was hovering on top of the water, like a dove that when it goes to the nest, it first hovers on top of her offspring, and a yoina usually hovers within 3 fingers. So he basically said the ruach elakim ha'chefes al pnei hamayim was hovering in between the 2 skies. Between the 2 waters, and that's basically the water, the yoinim, the water tachtonim, they almost touch the 3 finger breadths apart.
How?
Huh?
How? The 9 million is all the way up there.
You don't know. We don't know what Malayim is. Shamayim. What does it say? Shamayim. Shamayim is Shamayim. Where there's water. So anything you see, the sky you see, that's technically water. The clouds are moist. They're full of water. So and that touches the earth somewhere.
Water in it.
What?
Air's got water in it.
Air's got water, so that's my everything. So even though they did research and they did find water on Mars and all these places, and we'll say that this is the Mayim Milyonim, but who knows? But Azay Zak the Gemara that the almost touch that the three etzbos apart. So Rabbi Shua turned to his Talmidim and said, "Adayin ben Zoyim b'chutz." That ben Zoyim did not even enter the understanding of Ma'aseh B'Reishis. If he's occupied by trying to figure out something like this, the separation between the Mayim and Mayim B'Tonim, he didn't even start beginning to grasp the Ma'aseh B'Reishis. Michdi v'ruach elikim l'chefes al pnei hamayim eimas have. Where does this pasuk say? On the first day of creation, it says that the ruach elikim is l'chefes al pnei hamayim. When was the division? Eimas have rishon. Havdalah. When was the division? B'yom sheni. So that it says that the ruach elikim was hovering, that goes in the first day before there was a division. After there was a division, we don't know. The pasuk doesn't say. Havdalah b'yom sheni da'avad. D'chsiv v'hi mavdil b'mayim l'mayim. On the second day, it says that the Eibush separated two waters. The Kama, what was the Havdalah? Like a hairbreadth. So mamish, nothing, like a strand of hair. No, a little bit wider than a hairbreadth. Gudo de Gamla, you have a bridge. Back in the days, they built bridges with planks. The wooden planks never really fully aligned. They put them as close as possible, but there was always a little crack in between. So it's more than a hairbreadth, but much less than three etzbos.
If on the first day before we separated, it's 3 etzbos, then on the second day after it's.
First, it wasn't separate at all. So the luach elikim al could be anywhere. It was on top of the water, on the unified water. So there's no separation. Well, good question. Mazuta says a different answer. V'item Rabasi omaketei glima de perisi ahadodi. Two coats that are one on top of the other. They're not connected. They're not glued together. There's a small separation, a tiny separation. V'amela, there's some other people say ketei kasi the schifa the two overturned cups. The one you put one on top of the other. So again, there's a small, tiny mamish, a tiny division, separation. But that's how small it is. So the Mayim al Yoim Mayim Notonim, the Eibishter made such a small separation. Greatness of the Eibishter. Like he said, it's true because as soon as vapor starts going up, so that's already Mayim al Yoim. You can still touch the ground, and it's already going up. Huh?
Atlantic Pacific.
I don't know. Okay, so now going back to this is the last story they mentioned with Ben Zayma, saying that Ben Zayma was a great person. He was learning Maaseh B'Reishis, and he was learning, and he was involved in his learning. And then Abachi went into the palace, and this is what happened. So the Gemara said about Ben Zayma that Hitzitz v'Nivga, Ben Azay passed away, so there's no stories about him. Ben Zayma Hitzitz v'Nivga, so we said a few stories about him. Achar, it says he went inside the kitzes v'netiyas and he cut down saplings. He started cutting down anything that was growing. Obviously, nothing is really growing there, but the same way we call the padas, so it's called kitzes v'netiyas. He was going against the Eibishter. So I think Achar kitzes v'netiyas, Achar went and it was chopping away at the saplings, at anything that was growing. All of Akosav Vayimel, on him the pasuk said, Al titen es picha lachti es besalcha. Don't allow your mouth to sin, and your body will be punished. Lachti is besalcha, that your body, your flesh will be punished by it. Mahi, what did he say? What did he see that he said? Something that his mouth punished his body. Chaza mitatoin, he saw the malach mitatoin. Now the malach mitatoin, it says matatoin is shmoi kashem Rabbi. His name is like the name of his master, the Eibishter himself. Many different reasons why his name is like the Eibishter's name. The most simple reason is because the gematria of matatoin is shindalad yod. Shakai, Shem Shakai. That's the most simple reason. If you write without a yud, usually matatan is written without a yud. The other people say that matatan, a matron in English, a matron comes from the word Latin, which is a lady that is in a position of power. So matata and a matron is someone that's in a position of power, so it's the Eibishter. And matonis could also be called in a different language a shliach. So the Eibishter is both the owner and the one that gets things done. So that goes in the Eibishter. So matatan is a malach, which was apparently a malach that was on a very high level. And Elisha saw this malach. What did this malach do? This Yava le'Yeshus, the malach got permission le'meis le'shusei. The God Samach adds for a short time, for a short time, le'meisav, to sit down, le'michtav zichvoso d'Yisrael, to write down the schusim of the Yidden. So Elisha said, Amar, Gemila, we know, but we have a Kabbalah, we know, the Lamaila in Shemaim lo have a yeshiva, there's no sitting, there's no competition, there's no back. The Malachim didn't have a back of their face, their entire, was a 360 face. There's no tiredness. So he saw Matatan sitting, Shem Chaz Shalom based on Shiur, and maybe Matatan is talking like Shem Lavi, his name is like the Eibishter, like his master. Not because his name is like the master, because maybe Chaz Shalom, there are two gods, Chaz Shalom. So what happened? Miyad, right away, Afkul Matatan, and Malachim took out Matatan, Umachru, Shitin, Palsid, they hit him with 60, they hit him either with 60 sticks or they hit him 60 times with a fiery whips. Why did they hit him? Because they wanted to show Elisha, this happened while Elisha was watching, that he's nothing, he's only a malach, he's not God himself. And obviously it didn't help because Elisha continued, even Elisha saw this vision that Matatan is being punished, he still went on with his kfilah. Amalei, they told Matatan, my timer ki chazis lekam to mekamei, why didn't you rise up as soon as you saw a human, Elisha coming up? Because if you would have risen, Elisha would have never had those thoughts. He would have had those thoughts, he would have not gone down off the way. So why didn't you rise? And because he didn't rise, you're going to get the punishment. And he got 60 lashes. And then Isyaev el said he gave permission to Matatan lemimchag zechus acher, to erase any zechus that Acher had. Yotza Baskal v'Amar Baskal came out of Shemaim and said, Shuvu bonim shavam, it's a pasuk in the Miyod that everyone can return. All children can return. And the Baskal said, Chutz me'Acher, besides Acher. Many people will say, starting from the Marsha, and even the Ibn Hananel says that his Acher's mistake was that he listened to a Baskal and he followed it. Baskal said that the Acher cannot make tshuva. However, Acher could make tshuva if he would have pushed himself, he would have been able to make tshuva. But Ibn Hananel says, Marsha says that was his mistake. Zayt Gemara weiter. Omar, Acher said, Hoyel ve'itrid ha'ugavu me'alma, now that I am pushed away from the world to come, I cannot make tshuva. Leipuk, let me go out. Lishani ve'alma, let me go have and enjoy this world. Nafag Acher tabasol, Acher went off the way. Nafag went out, Ashkach Zoyna, he met a Zoyna, Tava, he wanted to do Avedas with her, Amalei. She told him, "V'lav Elisha ben Avuya, you look like Elisha. You look like the Talmud Chacham. Everyone knows Elisha. He was known. Elisha ben Avuya that Gosabach adds that Shimcha Yotze b'Chalaz, that your name is known. It says about Elisha ben Avuya. It says that when he would open his mouth in Besmedrash, everyone would shut up because the wisdom, the Chachma that came out of his mouth was so awesome that they Pashat listened. Everyone listened. The shows filled up and everyone listened. So he was a known Talmud Chacham. So she said, "You look like Elisha ben Avuya. What's going on? You asked me to aveda with me." Aka pugula b'mishra b'Shabbos. He ripped up a radish on Shabbos from it was still growing in the ground, which is Chai of Kodesh Midaraisa. V'Yoav lo negavert, and basically showed her that the Acha that this is not me, it's someone else. And that's what she said. Amar, she said, Acha, this is not him. This is a different identity. This is Acha, and that's how his name became Acha. Because of this story, even though the Baskal that we just said already Chutz me'Acher. So the meforshim said that the Baskal, the Gemarrah, was written after this whole story. So the Gemarrah wrote it because they didn't want to mention his name anymore. In any case, that was a story with Acher. That's why he punished, and that's how he started going the Tal B'Sral. He went off the way. Now here the Gemara is going to bring a few psukim, the Acha asked the Meir his Talmud. The Acha had a Talmud of Meir. The Gemara later on is going to say, why did the Meir walk with him and learn from him if he was such a Rasha? But meanwhile, they had arguments about psukim, different psukim, and the Meir constantly tried to bring him back to the tshuva. So the Gemara, Acha asked the Meir. The Acha after he went off the way. Amalei told him, what does it mean that it says Gamis Zeh Le'uma Zeh Asalakim? The Eibishter did Zeh Le'uma Zeh, something on the opposite. So whatever he created, the Eibishter created something opposite. Amalei Lamei answered him, Kol Mashabah Kadosh Baruch Hu Belamai. Whatever the Eibishter created in this world, Bada Kenegdo. He built something alike. He touched the Meir touched here Le'uma Zeh, not the opposite, but if he built something big, he built something small. And that's what he's going to say. Bada Hadim, he built tall mountains, the Alps. Bada Gvais, he built small mountains. Bada Yamim, if he created oceans. So Le'umazeh, he created also water, but small water. Bada Hadis, he created the rivers.
Isn't that opposites?
That's not opposites. It's in the same category, versions. Just bigger and smaller. It's Le'umazeh. So Le'umaz, here the Taich, the explanation of Le'umaz is that he created two versions, two not opposite, but two different versions of it.
Don't you normally say the opposite of big is small? So a big thing and a small
But
thing.
then the opposite would be that he would create mountains and valleys. He would create rivers and he would create fire or something, water and fire. Okay. That's a real opposite. This is the opposite only in that, like I said, in measurement. But it's still be'erech. It's still so Amaloi. So he said no. Amaloi Abakiva, your teacher did not say that. And what did he say? But tzaddikim, but l'umazeh, but shoyim. He created the opposite of tzaddikim, which is a shoyim. But Gan Eden, but Gehenna. He created the opposite of Gehenna. When every person is created, he has both parts. He has a part in Gan Eden and a part in Gehenna. If he is Zoichet tzaddik, if the tzaddik is Zoichet, basically even the Dasha that he was Zoichet, he now turns a tzaddik. What does he do? Not al chelkoi v'chelek chaver by Gan Eden. He can take his portion of Gan Eden, and if he's such a tzaddik, he can take someone else's Dasha's portion of the Gan Eden. If the Rasha was found guilty, not al chelkoi v'chelek chaver by Gan Eden, he takes his portion and his friend's portion, a double portion in Gehenna. Amar of Mashashia, Michael, which passage do we see that there's a double punishment? Or a double reward. But tzaddikim it says lachin ba'atzam mishnei rasha. In their land, when the tzaddikim reach the final destination, their land, mishnei rasha, a double. Mishnei is a double. They can inherit double. B'shoim it says, mishnei again double shivu and shivu. Their punishment is double, so they get double punishment. That's one question he asked the Meir and this is what the answer he told Amir that he learned wrong. And we see that the question answer was about the Shoim and Tzaddikim, which Acha knows I am from the Shoim. So I'm from the Shoim, I'm going to end up in Gehenna. Shalach as Amir, Acha when I continue to ask Amir. It says, it says, Lo yalcheno zov uschuchis utmoros aklipaz. In Erev it says a pasuk about Torah, and the Erev says over there, and that's why Amir touched it, that the Torah is worth so much that you cannot value it with gold or silver, gold or glass. Where's the pasuk? Zav is gold or glass, u'temarasa, or if you want to switch it with something else, you can switch with a klipas with a very nice golden vessel. So that's what we may attach. It's very difficult to obtain, just like gold and silver and gold and beautiful vessels are difficult to obtain. And you can lose it very quickly, like glass that is not worth much, but that's why you lose it fast. So that's what Meir told Elisha. He didn't touch it this way. He touched differently. What was the problem also with the Meir's pshat? Because he divided, the pasuk says Zahav and Schuchis. gold and glass, and then utmudasa, and if you want to switch it, if you want to be traded in, he klipas a very beautiful vessel, and Ameir divided it. He says the zav, the gold, goes with the beautiful vessel, and the schuchis means something else. But Rabbi Kiva learned it in a different way. Gold and the glass vessel that the pasuk says in one thing. Even though they break, you can fix them. You can put it back in the oven, melt it, and remake a new vessel. Even if he went off the way, he can fix himself. You can fix yourself. So it turns to what? So the mayor turns to Ach and says, make tshuva. He said that you can make a takana. Amaloi, he told him, they already heard from behind the curtain. Shuvu banim shavam chutz me'achad. Return wild kids that went astray besides Achem. So therefore, I have no chance. Everyone can return. Every Rasha can return besides me. Famous story that Acher walked. He was riding on a horse in Shabbos. The mayor walked behind him to learn Torah. Amaloi, so Acher told the male, return home. I measured the hoofs of my horse until Chum Shabbos, and you can't continue further. So Meir said, okay, I will return, but you have to come with me. You also return and do tshuva. Didn't I tell you already that I heard from behind the curtain that everyone can do tshuva besides Achel? So in this story, the Meir did not give up. Takfei, he held on to him. And he pulled him back in the shoulder. Achel turned into a child. He saw a child learning. And he said, tell me the pasuk that you learned. Amaloi, he said, Ein shalom, ama Hashem l'shoim. There's no peace for the shoim. So that's the hint. Acher gets no peace for him. There's nothing you can do. So Meir didn't give up. He took him different mefedesh. Amalei linuka, psuk l'psuk tells the little child. Tell me the pasuk you learned. Amalei ki'im techapsi banetel. If you would wash your clothing banetel. Neta is nitrate. The translation of neta is nitrate. So any type of something you can wash clothes with. But tebeli lach bayis, and you would add soap. Nichtam avoinich, your oven, your sin is so big that it's a deep stain. So again, got a pasuk, got a hint that is not good. It's not working out well for him. They went into another show. Amalei nuka, he asked this little child, tell me a pasuk. Amalei, it said in pasuk, ו.א-ט shodud, and you that is robbed, or matasi kitil b'shishani. What can you do? Why are you dressing yourself nice? Kisadi adizav, that you adorn yourself with gold. Kisikri b'puchenayich, that you put makeup. Lashav tisyafi, you're for vain. Are you making yourself beautiful? Basically telling you the Avedas are so big, there's no return. He took him to another shul. Ad the island he took him to 13 different Bate Midrashim, and in each one he met a child, and in each one he asked them a pasuk. And we have time. Yeah, we have time. Actually, this doesn't say it here, but in the Shalmi it brings a few more psukim, all the different psukim that they asked. And his last child that he met, Ad Eilit Leisa Bekanishta Kula Paskale Kiagav, and everyone said a pasuk similar to what we said just now. Then he went Lebasra, the last shul that he went to, the last child that he saw. Amalei Psuk the Psuk. He told him, "Tell me a pasuk." Amalei, he said a pasuk. Uladasha Amalei Kim Mal Lechol Sapachuka. To the Dasha, he said, "What is your business reading my Torah, learning my Torah?" And this is how we know this child have a megam gemalishne. He had a stutter. Ishtama, it sounded like Kamada Amma, like the child said, not Ulelasha Malakim. It sounded like the child said Ulelisha Malakim. Which now made it even worse. The pasuk sounded like the Eibushter said to Elisha, "What are you doing? Why Malachal Sabachu? You have no business in Torah." So Ikadam is two versions of the story. What happened to the child? Ikadam was Sakina had the Hadei. Elisha had a knife with him, Vekale, and he cut up this child. The Shada that lays Beknishta, and he cut him into 30 pieces and sent it to different shul. Ikadam is like other people say. Elisha said, if I would have had a knife with me, I would have ripped you up into pieces. So that's the story with Elisha. He went off the derech because, according to the Bavli, he went off the derech because of what he saw, and then he went and the mayor constantly tried to bring him back to tshuva, and he couldn't, and then he is about to die.
Because he was in such a not good frame of mind. Was he misinterpreting the Pesukim? In other words, was there deeper secrets behind that? In other words, a way to get him back? Or he just basically...
No, it's the Eibishter. The Eibishter prevented on every step of the way, prevented him to do tshuva. The Eibishter says, I'm not going to do anything that's going to help you make tshuva. Not only that, I'm going to be a stumbling block. And that's what every 13 children he asked. And every single one said that he's done. But if he would have not listened to any of his children and do tshuva, then he would have.
So it would have had to come from him.
Yeah. As I was looking this up, so I saw a similar story in the Gemara with Elazar ben Dodaya. It's called the Rebbe Elazar ben Dodaya. Until the day that he died, he was not as Elazar ben Dodaya. Why? He was a balavela, continuously made avenas. And his avera specifically with znus. He says there was no zayna that he wasn't involved with. And then he met this one zayna that charged a lot of money, and she told him something. I forgot what it was. She told him something, and basically he sat down in a valley, put his hands between his knees, and started crying. And he basically was asked Shemayim, v.א-т, the sun, the moon. He asked like everything. Please help me make tshuva, and all rebuffed him. And then he basically put his hand into his knees and he cried and made tshuva, and the baskel came out. Elazar ben Dodaya, you can come to Elam Haba. And they were explaining what's the difference between him and Elisha. He Pashut was a Baal his entire life. Elisha was he learned Torah. The difference was that Elisha constantly relied on something else. He heard a heavenly voice, so he went with it. He tried to go to children. Someone give me something little to hold on, and maybe I'll talk in return. What he didn't realize that it's all in his hands. The Eibusha said, I'm not going to help you, not even one bit. It's all in your hands. This is something that the Elazar ben Dodaya realized, that no one is going to help him out getting out of his pickle. He's going to have to work on it himself. That's the difference between Elazar ben Dodaya and Elisha, that he had to realize that the tshuva you have to do on your own. Let's finish the story of Elisha. Kinoch nafshem. Kinoch nafshe here. 2 lines from the wide lines. Kinoch nafshe. The Acher was about to die. Amalin Shemaim said, Loi made l'daini. We cannot judge him, because if you judge him according to his actions, he has to go to Gehenna. But because he learned so much Torah, I can't judge him. But now, but he can't go to Elam Haba because of his averes that he did. Loi made l'daini. We cannot judge him and punish him because he learned Torah. He can't take him to Elam Haba. Mishum dechata. Because he made a lot of it. Amar Ameis Talmud said, Mutev de l'daini, it's better that you should punish him, judge him, and punish him, because eventually he'll go to Elam Haba. V'lei said de l'alm da'asim, because he'll eventually read the Alm Asi. And the mayor said, Masay Amos, when I will die, ve'el Hashem mekiva, and you'll see smoke coming out of the cave of Achel, then you'll know that the Eibishter accepted him into Gehenna, and eventually his punishment will finish, and he will be able to go out of Gehenna and go into Gan Eden. Kinoch nafshe the Ameir, when Ameir passed away, Salik Kuta Mekiva, the Achel, fire came out of the cave of Achel. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan was, we know the story of Rabbi Yochanan with the Shlokish. Rabbi Yochanan saw the Shlokish jumping across the river, and he told him that if you would only use your strength to learn Torah. So Rabbi Yochanan B'chlav also always saw the other side of someone, even as such a person like a shlokish, before we became a shlokish, he saw the value of such a person. So the Rebbeinu also saw the value in Achel, and he said something else. He said, Gevuta, is it a greatness, lemikol rabba, that you burn your Rebbe? Basically, to the world, as soon as the mayor died, it seemed like the mayor arranged for the Achel's grave to be burned. Outwardly, that's what it looks like. Even though the mayor had good intentions, but it looks like he's burning his teacher. Gevut lemikol rabba, is it a greatness to burn your teacher? And he continued saying, Chad hava beneno v'lematzin latzula. We had one Talmid Chacham in our midst, Achel v'lematzin latzula. We couldn't save him. Inakte biyadi b'man meramile. If we would have held him in our hands, would someone grab him out of our hands? Inakte biyad man meramile man. Could someone take him out of our hands? Omar Rabbi Yochanan said, Moshe Amos, when I will die, and I will arrange that the fire, the smoke, shataka, be extinguished from his kevan, because that to show you that his punishment is finished and he went into Gan Eden. Rabbi Yochanan passed away. The smoke ceased to go up from the cave of Achel. A certain person that used to do a lot of eulogies. When Rabbi Yochanan passed away, he started off saying, Afilu Shema Pesach, the guard of Gehenim, le'amad lefanech Rabbeinu, could not stand against you because you had power over him, and basically telling him what to do, and he took Achel out of Gehenim into Gan Eden. So this is the way the Gemara in Bavli, in our Talmud Bavli, learns the story of Achel. And the Gemara in Shalmi learns it a little different. Let's turn back to Tezvav and Aleph. There's a nice, interesting, long Tosfos. I'm going to try to finish in the next 10 minutes. Shiur v'neshama, very easy, nice, interesting Tosfos. Shiur v'neshama. Why did this happen? Here we had the story of he went into the palace. In the Shalmi, it tells a different story. There's more psukim that he asked the mayor and he learned. That he argued and spoke about with the mayor. After he went off the derech, changes it to Ravi, to kids. Ravi Torah. Acher Poshet would kill kids that learn Torah. V'aman, he said, Kol Talmud have a chamile, have a kotel. Anyone Talmud that wants to sees that he has a desire to learn Torah, he would kill. V'la'oid, he had something with children. The have all levevada. He would go up to the besmedrash where they would gather and learn. Have a chami Italia. If he saw little children learning, come Yisufa in front of a teacher, and he saw them learning. V'ama the acher told them, Man elu avdinach. What are you doing here? Chulu. What does it say there? The Gemara in the Shalom says that he told them, what are you doing here? You're wasting your time. In the outside world, there are builders, there are people that build bridges, and there are people that write. Basically, open up the head for them. That there's so much other worldly stuff out there. Why are you sitting wasting your time learning?
Engineers.
Yeah.
Street engineers.
So basically, so what are you doing here? And all these kids got up and left. He was on a mission to drag down as many people with him.
I have a couple of those these days.
Yeah, V'kivan to have a shaman Shafkin, they listened to him, Shafkin, V'azlein, and they were left. Amir had an argument, they had this psukim argument. He asked Amir what the pasuk means, and Amir answered one way, and he answered a different way. What did it say by Eof? Hashem berech eskalash Eof, the Mishnah. The Eibishter blessed everything that Eof had, the Mishnah, double. Amir told him, V'amaloi, Shekafah le'mamoina, that he doubled his money. Doubled his wealth. The stock market went up. But he answered, no. Because of the mitzvah ma'asim tovim that the Eof had in the beginning, that's why lemishnah, basically meaning because lemishnah he learned Torah and did mitzvah ma'asim tovim, that's why he got a blessing. Like not that he got doubled, that's why he got blessed b'chal. And then it says berech mereshisoy u'maisilei toiv achiz davar mereshisoy. And it brings another pasuk over there that says that it's better. The end is better than the beginning. Meir said, Meir explained this pasuk that the end is better than the beginning. A person had children when he was young. Umeison, the children died. Over Skanusa, when the person got older, he had more children and they survived. Hoyle, the Skanusa Hoyle Neskaimu. So the end is better than the beginning. The beginning, when you were young, you had children that died. When you were older, they were good. Stamis, that's what Meir said. The Rebbe Kiva teacher did not say that. What did Rebbe Kiva say? Toiv achis davar. Toiv achis davar shu toiv merashisoy. When is something good? If in the beginning it was good. So toiv what's the supposed to say? Toiv achis davar merashisoy. When is something good? At the end, only if in the beginning is already good. And Elisha Kadina said, "Oh, be have a ma'isa." And with me is a story. My beginning was bad, and therefore I turned out bad. What does it say? Avush, Elisha ben Avuya. Avuya's father, Havimigdoy L'Shleim, was a very important person L'Shleim. U'b'yoyim shebol emulin, it was day of his blis milah. Kal L'Chagdoy L'Shleim, he called all the wealthy and all the Talmidim L'Shleim to Milcham, V'shivim Beis Echel, and he put him in a house. V'lablazim L'Bishuv Makim Achin, he put them in a different place. Man the Ochel Mishasin Shalim B'Tapchin M'Rakdin. There's other group of people who are eating, drinking, singing, clapping their hands and dancing. Amri so Abishur and Rabbi Lazar said, Ade Alin Ilin Askin Bedidu. These people are busy with what they like. Nasek Bedidan, we should do what we like. And basically they started talking to Yoshvo. When it's Asku Bedidu, they started talking to them. V'yodesh B'Shamayim, fire came down. V'kiva Oyson, and surrounded him. So Avuya came running. He sees a fire in his house. They turned to them and said, Abu Guvrin, my great masters, Ma Bosim Lisa Basi, you came to burn my house. So he saw fire. He didn't realize that it was from Torah. He saw the physical fire. Amalai said, he told him, Chaz Shalom, we're not burning his house. El Yoshrin Hayinu, we're sitting the Choizrin of the Choizrin, Divra Torah, and we make poems, we connect the Torah of Mitoyah, the Nevi'im, and Nevi'im Ksuvim, we go from Pasuk to Pasuk. Vayadvam Smeichim, Kenesanasim Sinai, and it's such a happy time, like when the Torah was given to Sinai, Loibesh Nesani, it wasn't a real, for the Gosabach adds words, basically, that the fire came down, but it wasn't a burning fire, it wasn't something that it consumed. So don't worry, this fire is not going to consume it, but this fire is a fire of Torah. This is the strength, the koyach of Torah. If this child would survive childhood, the Torah and meforshim will give him a way to learn Torah. Zog the Taisves, Zog the Yishalmi over there, the Fischler, Hoysa Kavanas L'Shemayim, because he didn't have a proper kavanah. He didn't say he should go to Torah. He says, now that I see the Torah is so awesome, I want him to learn Torah. The fish, Hoysa Kavanas L'Shemayim, the fish in the sky boy. That's why Elisha didn't survive. And that's what he said, that in the end is only good if the beginning is good. My beginning, my father didn't have a kavanah l'shem shamayim, therefore the end was not good.
Drama.
Then the Taisvis goes on and says, in the argument it says that he heard the Achel Apalagid, and which goes, the Achel Apalagid is, we have the davening in Kippur that says that Ishmael went up, Achel Apalagid, basically the Abish has a curtain, and Kilu, Kaviyach has a curtain, and the Abish stands behind the curtain. That's what he meant here. In Yesh Lasham, in Yerushalmi, it brings a story different. That he heard the Abish saying that Acher cannot return. He was riding behind the Beis Hamikdash, behind the Kodesh Kodashim on Yom Kippur, which fell on Shabbos. And the pasuk saying that he cannot return and not make tshuva. And the Gemara, this is so basically one reason why, because in his childhood, the way his father raised him was not a good. It was the way his father had him in mind to raise him was not the Shem Shemayim. That's one reason why he turned bad. There's another reason why he turned bad. The Perek Hamar Kedushin, it says in the Gemara Kedushin, Shalom. He saw someone, Adam Echad, the person, Shnot Labanim v'Shilach Zaim. He saw someone going up, sending away the mother and take the birds. In the mitzvah, Shluch HaKan. What does the pasuk say for Shluch HaKan?
Extended life.
Yeah, that you will have a Lichus Yavim. The next day, saw someone else going up. He went down, and I think the Gemara says a story that he got bitten by a snake, and Dunsky. He fell down and died. And he said, what's going on? The Torah says, and he died right away. But Rabbi Yaakov and Acher at that time did not learn. The Gemara says over there that Rabbi Yaakov says The Yichus Yom is all Elam Haba. There's nothing in this world. There's no schal mitzvah in this world. So when it says Mani Yichumecha, it means Elam Haba. But he didn't learn according to the Yaakov. So therefore, he had a question. It says Mani Yichumecha, and he died. The Gemara brings over there in the Kedushin. That's another reason why he went over to Habasah, because he saw something that the Torah said, and the Torah said Mani Yichumecha, and the guy died. V'oidi saw another thing. He saw Shaloshin Shal Yehuda Nachtem, a big tzaddik, a Yehuda Nachtem. He saw his tongue being eaten by a dog. Nosam if it was given to a dog to eat. V'hainu Gav Rabba the Kedushin. That's what the Gemara over there says is a Gav Rabba, a great person, and therefore he saw this. He says it doesn't make sense. Zutay was a schal. Yehuda Nachtem was a heilige tzaddik. Another reason why he went off to Habasah, this again, this is nothing to do with him. This is how he was raised. This is how, it's parents' fault in a way. The mother was pregnant with him. She walked across the Zala. She smelled something that was cooking there. The achla, and she ate it. That this food that she ate, it stirred in her body like poison, like from a snake. And basically that's what cooked in him, and eventually he went off the death. The Gemara here in Bavli said that when he died, the Eibishter said, we're not going to accept him, not here, not there. He can't go into, he's not going to be judged, he's going to be somewhere floating around. The Gemara in Shalma says a little bit different. He was dying. And they told Amir, Ivish, your teacher is dying. He's expiring. He went to visit him. Amir asked Achad right before he died, make tshuva. So Elisha said, if I would make tshuva, will they accept me? So finally Amir told him, Amalek says, the person can make tshuva adak until the last moment, until he's done. V'toim in another pasuk says, shuvu b'nei adam. Everyone can make tshuva. Bacha Elisha cried, v'nifta, and he passed away. Amar Amir, the Amir said, doime, this is in the Shalmi. It seems like shemitich tshuva nifta. Different than the Bavli that says that he died and didn't make tshuva. The Shalmi says, the Amir said it seems like he made tshuva. The right away when he died, or the Shalmi says not that when Amir died did the fire go out. When Elisha died, the Eish with Shemayim, the fire came down to Shemayim, Vesofos, and it burned the cave. They told Amir, your teacher's cave is on fire. Also he came, he took his coat and he put it on top of the cave. And he said, Lini Poya Laila. It says the pasuk in Luz that Boaz told Luz, stay with me at night, and tomorrow, if the Redeemer is going to redeem you, then it's going to be good. So it says, Lini Poya Laila, Takin Olam Hazeh, you were bad. Shadoim in Laila, this Olam Hazeh is an example to the Laila. But wait, when you get to the Olam Haba, if the Eibishter wants to redeem you, then he will redeem you. Yigal, that he's going to redeem you. If the Eibishter is not going to redeem you, when I die, I will take you out of this Gehenna. So I told the Meir, when you come to Shemayim, when you die and you go up to Shemayim, and they ask you, who do you want to see first? Who do you want to see first? Your father, your teacher. And it says, I want to go to my teacher. I want to first go to my teacher and then to my father. So they asked him, they're going to listen to you? Isn't this what we learned? That when a Shabbos there's a sleifa, when it's a fire, you don't have to take off the cover of the Sefer Torah, but you can actually take the entire Sefer Torah, whatever's surrounds it. So Matzil and Elisha can save Elisha because of his Torah, and therefore, yes, in Shemayim, finally I'm going to see him in Elam Haba, and he's going to have. So we all have a chance to do tshuva.